This is part of the Pick One series. Pick one. Well, I just did eyes and now I'm going to do, guess what? I'm not going to put it on because I already have on powder foundation, but I'm going to do the face. So without a shadow of the doubt, y'all know what my foundation is, but I've quickly come to using a primer serum. I like that the primer and the serum are together, and that's not always true. Sometimes you have to buy a separate serum and then put on a face primer. And I like the L'Oreal Lumi face primer because it really does have almost a pearlescent finish. That's one from the drugstore that I would say definitely get that. But I have to say that IT Cosmetics Feel the Moment Anti-Age Ultra Hydrating Sensor Awakening Primer Serum. And let me tell you why. It just doesn't seem real. This is what all's in this primer. Caviar extract, hydrolyzed collagen, peptides, hyaluronic acid, vitamins A, C, E, argan oil, jojoba oil, avocado oil, and deep ocean water, plus a balancing treatment from essential oils. And y'all, you can tell, because when you put this on, you can smell the essential oils. And you guys, it goes on, you just put one drop of oil. It's oily. So once you put it on, I put it on my middle finger, and then I go to my ring finger and my first finger, and then I rub them together, and then I just go all over my face. And because it's an oil, it moves very quickly, it absorbs very quickly, it spreads very evenly, and I've just got to say, this has become, if I had to pick a primer and a serum, because y'all know that I'm trying that SK2 what is it, facial treatment essence, which is supposed to be the best of the best, and it's very expensive, so, and it's got incredible products in it, but no kidding, I'm right back here. I just love this primer. So primer and serum, pick one. This is my one, the IT Cosmetics Primer Serum, and you can get this at your local Ulta or online Ulta, and it's not that expensive. So anyway, once that's on, and I do let it, you know, probably about 5 minutes set, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't need it, but I like to do that. Then I use my #1 foundation. Y'all, I'm always on the hunt for foundation. I try all kinds. Partly because that's what I do here on YouTube, but the other thing is I just wish it was a little easier to find a product that I love, and I haven't been able to. Yeah. Y'all know that this is my all-time favorite. It is the Perfection Lumiere Velvet. I always say Vita Lumiere, but that was the Vita Lumiere Aqua. This is Perfection Lumiere Velvet, and it's just a smooth effect makeup. It's called that, and it really, really does. It mattifies the look of your skin. It's got an SPF 15, which is standard now. I mean, there's some that have more. I think my IT Cosmetics CC had like a SPF 50 or something like crazy. But again, I love the IT Cosmetics line, from brushes to makeup to everything about it. I mean, I don't know if they have a skincare. I need to check that out, but I really love the line. But and I probably should try their base. I don't think I've ever tried their base. I have tried their powders, and I didn't bring that in here, but the Bye Bye Pores, I have both the pressed and the loose. Hands down, the loose powder, after you've put everything on, just lightly dust that on, or really use the little puff that comes with it. Use that and then dust it in. Not much. There's a brush that they have that on one end is for like a buffer, and the other end is for concealer. Get that brush. That's the best one to use for that. But I would just say, you know, shake this up really good before you use it, because it is face paint after all. Face paint, like the book, face paint. But I just love this product. Just love it, love it, love it, love it. For those of you who haven't seen it or seen me use it, I was reading on this, and it says you're supposed to put it on with your hands. You're supposed to put just a little bit on your finger, rub it in, and just put it in. And no kidding, here's why. Because as you put it on, you can feel it changing from liquid to powder. The finish is hands down best ever. I just can't come up with anything else that claims this, that actually does this. And I'm sure there's others out there. Even I think Chanel's got a new product, and who knows, maybe it's one up from this, but I'm just sold on this, you guys. And I do it in color I use it in color 22 beige rose. I think there's also another color, 12 beige rose. This is 22 beige rose. I don't know what the difference is. You have to talk to Chanel people to find out all that good stuff. But anyway, so that's face base. Concealer, y'all, I've tried so many kinds of concealer. I've tried Clinique. I don't think I've tried Chanel. But there's one from the drugstore that has shown up that I just can't believe how good it is. Because it's the cheapest I've ever used, but it's the best. I have used the Givenchy pen. That is a really good one too. Because highlighter and concealer to me are very, very similar. But this could, I mean, obviously highlighter brightens and it doesn't necessarily conceal well. But it depends on consistency. This product by Rimmel is called Match Perfection. And this is the number 230 Fair Light. And it is a 2-in-1 concealer and highlighter. Just like the primer serum. I like things where I don't have to have so many products. This would be 4 products. Instead it's 2. This is a concealer and a highlighter. And it has a little brush applicator. It's a squeeze, so I'm going to just put some on because I do have a powder on. I wonder what that's going to do. I'll just do a little tiny bit. You just squeeze it and out it comes. And I just did mascara. And I put it right where it matters, right there in the blue under the eyes, right? But you can go down by the nose and kind of sprig out like a little sun right down by the nose. Why do people do that, you may wonder? Because this area right here, and also go back a little bit by the crow's feet, it just gives a brightened look when you do that. You make it like a fan right here, right there, like a pie wedge. And you can do it right in the Cupid's bow and right on the top of the chin and the end of the nose. And some people go down the nose. That doesn't really work for my nose. But anyway, what I really wanted to talk to you about was the concealer highlighter effect of this particular product. Using your ring finger, smooth it in. Now, it's going to be a trick since I've already put on my eye makeup, and I typically don't. So I'm rubbing up, and that's so that I don't mix in mascara with under my eyes. But normally I wouldn't. And then I'm going around the nose and then fanning it out. Go right where you put that. Just kind of fan it out. And also, normally I put this on right after I've put on my under eye moisturizer. And so this is a little dried right now because I also have had on powder. And I don't think I powdered. I did get close to my eyes actually. So maybe that's why it's doing this. But normally it doesn't have any kind of a wrinkling effect at all. And that is very unusual for concealer. Concealer just does. It sets in your wrinkles. I've never, heard of one that doesn't. I've heard of, I've heard that they don't. But I've never heard of one that doesn't set in your wrinkles, but really doesn't do it. I also do either side of the downward turn of my mouth, just there, because as you get older that gets pronounced. And also so does this wrinkle right here, so I put some right in there and then blend out on either side of it, just like you do under your nose. And there, and down your nose. And you can come up between your eyebrows. And it's just a nice bright finish. I absolutely love it. Now is when you could take your Bye Bye Pores and the brush. I can't believe I didn't bring that product in here because it is hands down setting powder, the loose powder. I will do that on a separate video, but just hands down. Now, as far as a makeup product for your face that is powder, I love MAC Studio Fix. But I have to tell y'all, I've had this in my drawer. I don't know how many times I've done this, that y'all were sitting here. And it's M Cosmetics, which is Michelle Phan's cosmetics. And it is Love for Me Flawless Finishing Powder Compact. And I know that the Asian women really kind of have a coup on beauty, most people would say, because I don't know why, because they've anciently been studying it. I don't know. But I wondered if that had anything to do with it, because number one, you get a lot more for your money. Number two, the powder is opaque. Like you could wear this like the geisha girl. You could wear this and not see anything underneath it. And you don't use a brush. You use the little puff. It's actually like a foam, almost like a beauty blender would be, to apply it. And it's so opaque, you just, oh. maybe I'll just do a little bit under my eyes. It's very heavy. It's the only thing as far as its final coverage. It's just amazing. Amazing coverage. It's just, I would have to say this actually beats out my MAC Studio Effects. I can't believe I'm saying that for a powder. And y'all know I also love my Chanel powder. But as far as really wanting to get a opacity, which is opaqueness, hands down that. Okay, so other face stuff. Bronzer and blush. Blush is tough, but it's just hands down. Y'all know which one it's going to be. It's going to be my Chanel Rose Bronze. It's a perfect rose color. And so it wins. Hands down, it wins. If I had to pick one. But I have to tell you the runners up on these because they're really great. This Love Flush palette from Too Faced is just one of the best and most fun because you get to use this and pick out which one you like. And I think Love Is Your King is the one. I know it's not the one that's most used on here. This one right here. I ended up getting the full size of it. And I'll just use it since it's out. I haven't used it in a while, to be honest. And I'm going to use my Chanel blush brush number 4. And this is kind of heavy as a color. It's a purple pink. And so I'm not going to use much. I'm going to come straight down and rosy it up right there on the cheek. It's very pigmented, as you can see. I know I'm doing it backwards, right? No bronzer. Under my nose, I always do, and under my chin. And then down my throat. And love it. But it just does not beat my Chanel. My Chanel does. Rose Bronze, go get it. Alright, and if you want to experiment, I don't know if this is still out, but if you can get it on the internet, then I definitely would. I think I'm going to go into Hard Something. Anyway, also in an inexpensive runner-up is the 10 Blush Palette, 10 Blush Shades by Coastal Scents. This has got a lot of really good shades, you guys.